Running back that does have a workhorse build, but comes with the rookie concerns, of course, as well, is Omarion Hampton, our last guy on this list. Listen, another high-end pick at running back. We know this Chargers team, Matthew, they want to run the ball like crazy. And we're not certain of the status of Najee Harris now going into the season.
There's a couple of concerns with Omarion Hampton, which I'll talk about right now, because the rest of it is nothing but green lights, right? And so obviously the presence of a veteran like Najee Harris there, we don't know what his health status is, but assuming he's ready for the start of the season, is Omarion Hampton in some sort of a timeshare? So that's a concern as well. And the other thing is that traditionally Greg Roman's offenses, and he's obviously the offense coordinator of the Chargers, don't throw the ball to their running backs that much. Like, Hampton is a special pass catcher,
right?
But they just, in terms of offensively, last year they didn't. And, Dobbins is not terrible out of the backfield, but they never threw the ball to him. And it just doesn't feel like, if you look at Greg Roman's offenses, whether it was, Baltimore or the Bills, like that's not a big part of the way they call plays, is using a pass-catching running back there. So those are the concerns. But
big but.
Big but. I think this is an offensive. I think it's a good offensive line. We know they want to run the ball. We know they want to run the ball in close. Actually, they were top 8 last year in rush attempts inside the 5-yard line. Right? They were top 12 in both running back carries and running back rushing touchdowns. They were 10th overall in overall rush rate. Like, pick a stat. Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh want to run the ball, and then you think about draft capital. With a first-round pick this year, given the other needs of the Chargers, they still went out and grabbed a running back. J.K. Dobbins, who was on a cheap deal and who performed well for them last year, they let him walk. And they have Najee Harris on a cheap 1-year deal. They used the 22nd overall pick on Omarion Hampton. And in the 11 years Greg Roman's been calling plays, 9 of them, his offenses have had a top 5 rushing offense. So if you think that you can get away, if you think the touchdown equity can be there for Hampton, and you're not as concerned about the passing work, and you're not as concerned about Najee, Omarion Hampton's really interesting. He's only going in the 4th round.
I would say, Matthew, if you were going to go with a rookie running back this year, it should be Omarion Hampton. And not because he's just so much better than Ashton Jeanty, but because, like we said earlier, we wouldn't be shocked if Ashton Jeanty was running back too. Not so much with Omarion Hampton for the reasons you just said, but you brought up J.K. Dobbins. He had his best year last year with the Chargers, right? And last year, running back 24. That's pretty good for him in total points. And remember, he missed 4 games.
Yes, he did.
And missed a large chunk of another game. Through 12 weeks, he was running back 16 in fantasy. So stylistically, I liken this to you had J.K. Dobbins and then you had Gus Edwards. That's how it ran early. I see Omarion Hampton being the J.K. Dobbins and Najee Harris, whenever he comes back, being the Gus Edwards. Najee Harris still going to steal some touchdowns, but I think it'll be like whoever's in, you get the touchdown. But the guy who's going to break the runs, that's going to be Omarion Hampton.
Yeah, he's currently going as running back 13. Go ahead.
The issue is that for him to be a ride or die, it's just hard to make that commitment unless you've seen Najee Harris's eyes and like what is his capacity going to be entering the season. That whole situation still seems kind of shrouded in mystery.
There's no timetable right now.
There's no timetable, and so is Najee just going to be fine to come back? Is he not going to play at all? I have no idea what's going to happen with that situation. So I think you'd have to have confidence that even if Najee is there, that Hampton can still get 70% of the carries in that backfield. But what I'm interested in, Connor, how does Hampton stack up to Jeanty as a prospect?
I mean, every scout would tell you that in a non-Jeanty class, this guy is your typical RB1, a legitimate first-round running back. Is that our comment sound?
It is, but I think the graphic didn't show up.
Okay, we'll try again.
First day
jitters.
jitters.
First day.
It's all right. We'll be all right.
First day back to school.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I mean, when you look at Hampton, he's got the build to take on contact. He's already great in pass pro. So you don't have to worry about like the whole coach won't put him on the field every down because he's not good in pass pro. He's good in pass pro. It goes back to Matthew's point of if they're actually going to utilize his pass catching skills. After the Eagles, they might have the best tackle duo in the entire NFL. They just paid Rashawn Slater. Obviously, they drafted Joe Alt. This offense is going to move the ball down between the 20s because they have Ladd McConkey and Justin Herbert. The touchdown equity for Hampton is going to be
Mekhi Becton is there.
Don't forget, Mekhi Becton at guard now, revitalized.
Yeah.
And our boy QJ.
Yeah.
After a strong year, we'll see what he could do as well. And
They added Trey Harris.
they drafted Trey Harris. Like,
Yes.
this team is going to move the ball between the 20s, where I think the touchdown equity for Hampton, especially while it's unfortunate what's going on with Najee Harris, it could be huge. Like, if this guy falls into the end zone 14-plus times, is anyone surprised? I'm not.
Not at all.
I'm not at all.
This is the thing, though. So, Jay, if we find out that I don't even want to put this out here, but whatever. Let's just say we know Najee Harris misses the first 5 weeks of the season. So, but that naturally brings Omarion Hampton's price up. So it's not really a ride or die because he's going to get drafted a few spots higher, I would imagine, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, but, I can't base it basically based on something like that because I can't control the market.
You got to
I can't
do
control
it.
the market, and I'm doing it. I'm literally announcing it on Thursday at before any drafts have been gone, before it's even turned to August yet. So, candidly, every single year I announce my ride or die. That player's ADP does go up, so it is what it is. But you can only base it on what their ADP was at the time of the call. I'll just tell you quickly on running backs. A lot of, I've asked on social media, on X and everything like that. 2 other running back names that we're not going to talk about real quickly, but Chase Brown and Bucky Irvin have both been suggested quite a bit. Any thoughts on either one of those guys?
It's easy to buy into Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, that's a team that's going to score a ton of points, and why would they not just give the full workload to him after what we saw last year? But we're going to have more on Bucky Irving, I think, by the end of this show with some suggestions here.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.